Good morning and welcome to
Valenie's Adventures.
Where are we going today, babe?
Well, we're going to a place that we go just about every year, and we love it. We're going to the Wilds out near Zanesville, Ohio.
And we're also doing something there we've never done before.
It's true. We always do what they call the open air safari. This time we're doing a Wildside tour, which is like you ride in the back of a pickup truck and you get up close to some of the animals. Pretty excited.
May even get to feed them. Don't know yet. And we can't wait, so let's go.
We made it to the Wilds. Let's go.
So when you park in your parking lot, they have a shuttle stop you go to, and a bus takes you up the hill to your destination spot.
So the bus from the parking lot drops you off at the Johnson Center, where you can check in for your tours, use the restroom, there's some snacks, and beautiful views.
Behind the Johnson Center, there's a big open area back here with some picnic tables. And we'll show you more of the view here in a second. But also they have a zip line. See if we can't get a better view of it up here when the next one goes. Look fun?
Kind of scary, kind of fun. I'm not sure I would do that. This is the beautiful view from behind the Johnson Center.
I must say, it is one beautiful day here at the Wilds.
So we wanted to show you where we are now. As you can see in the distance, that's the Johnson Center, where we were, where the bus dropped us off. And then over here to the right a little bit is the Wildside tour. We'll be in that little kind of pickup truck. And then this building in front of us is the Overlook Cafe. It's gonna be gift shop, restaurant, restrooms, and then some more cool views out the back. And then there's the shuttle stop when you're all done with your Wilds trip. It'll take you back down to the parking lot. And now here's the view from the back of the Overlook Cafe.
Deer.
We're going off-road.
So you kind of see, obviously, they really like hanging out. This is actually, believe it or not, a semi-aquatic deer species, which is very strange. Normally you're going to find deer in the grasslands or forested areas, but because these guys are from the swamplands, they're considered a semi-aquatic species. They get a lot of their nutrition from the plant life down in the water. And then there's the big guy hanging out at the edge of the water. We've got some really adorable little fawns down here.
Tiny.
It's the babies.
Aren't they cute?
They are.
So, we had quite a few fawns born this year. Last year we only had 3, so this has been a really good year. And this is kind of a loose herd structure right now. You see that these bucks that are laying down next to the fawns, they're kind of younger bucks. I don't know if you guys can tell that.
This is an animal that we really try to do all of the medical work out in pasture if we possibly can, because they don't do well down in the barn. They don't like being closed in, and they're really good escape artists. And so if they're motivated, they will try to get out. And he doggy-doored one of our big sliding doors, just busted right through it. wherever you find the female herd, you're gonna find, oh, and I see the brand new one. So do you see that mom down there and that little one underneath her? Looks like it's nursing while she's standing in the water. It was. So that's that newest one. We think this little one is out of the, there seems to be kind of a bloodline within our herd that they turn out to be much lighter colored. So I think that one is definitely from that bloodline because it's a little more of a grayish, a dark grayish color. Shoo Shoo with the $1 million smile there. And then we got Goby and Lolly. Goby's the big guy.
So these are Bactrian Camels. They're from the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. And we have just the 3 here right now. Goby and Shoo Shoo have been a breeding pair for 3 years out here. They've produced at least 3 calves for us. And we also can prevent.
He's got a scratch. 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 He's got an itch.
And then when we get females, we get excited about it because we get
So normally does are super shy, but these guys, obviously you can see Sam doesn't really, he doesn't care. He's actually kind of intrigued. They seem to be kind of intrigued by people.
So now we're at the Carnivore Center. The open air safari bus drops you off down there, but we got to get dropped off at like a staff only behind the scenes spot. Felt pretty special.
Yeah, behind the building back there. And now we're at the wild dogs. What do they call them, Val?
African painted dogs.
African painted dogs. I say wild dogs every time.
They're so pretty. Cute, but not cuddly. Or maybe cute and cuddly, but deadly.
Very deadly.
So pretty.
What else do they have at the Carnivore Center?
There's the African painted dogs. We have the does that look like little foxes. And then there's some cheetahs.
All right, let's go check it out.
See one up there?
There's a bone.
They're walking a little. They're doing their exercise. Here we go.
He looks so cute.
Yeah, look at him. Let's go up there. We can see him back there. Oh, what's that over there?
That cheetah is lighter than you. That cheetah is lighter than you.
There's 2 more cheetahs.
So these are the does that look like little foxes, Valerie said. And there's one right up there. They used to like to hide from us when we first started coming to the wilds, but now they're getting more to where they like to be seen, or like to people watch.
Our driver was saying this is a litter of 5 that were born here and their mother died in birth. So they've actually been hand raised. So they like to see the people and see what we're doing. Pretty cool.
Sitting there, people watching. And there's the vehicle that we're riding in. Dropped us off at a special part of the Carnivore Center out back. So I thought I'd do a little mid-tour update and say this has been amazing so far. What do you think, babe?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. So much fun. Our driver Hannah is really awesome. She's given us lots of information. We're super close to so many animals. We did think the truck was going to tip at one point
right
at the Szechuan Tompkins, but she said we were perfectly safe. It's definitely a little more expensive than the open air safari, which we also enjoyed, but it's been worth it. A lot of fun.
Some more cheetahs hanging out.
So she'll probably come up here. Working her way over. The ostriches are just here for fun. They don't have a breeding program or anything like that. Thank God. I'm so glad we don't breed ostriches. This is more than enough. We have 3 out here, and they like to really mess with us out here. They like to run through the gates and steal things off of tours. So they come up, just watch your fingers and items. Really cool. They do peck at things. Hey. How you doing? Her name is literally Other One. Oh jeez. Oh my God. Watch out. Okay. Her feather. Ostriches, it's such a love-hate relationship we have with them. They're some of the hardest animals to move, like especially going out into pasture in the summertime or bringing them back in the winter, I guess is actually the harder part. Because sometimes they'll come to food and other times they just, they won't. But when you try to herd them, they run in a zigzag pattern, so it's kind of impossible to herd them with the trucks. This other one coming up here is Dark Feather. She likes to stare in my window. They do lay the big beautiful eggs, and we sell those in the gift shop. But she's being gentle about it. So.
Now he decides things to your. Is it a she? Is that a she?
That was pretty amazing.
We also have
sure you enjoyed that.
Eared oryx.
Skinnier striping, so there's a lot more stripes overall, and then down around the legs they get little polka dots. If you look on Miss Momo's legs there in the front, it's kind of moving around a little bit. Very intricate, beautiful pattern. Oh, big scratch. Yeah. But also, they're actually closer related to donkeys than they are to horses. So that's different from other zebras. You can kind of see that expressed in the ears. They have these humongous, like satellite dish ears on their heads. And they are only found in Kenya and Ethiopia. So very small populations. They are the most.
These guys to our left are Sable Antelope. They might look familiar to you if you've ever seen an African war mask. A lot of African war masks are designed after the sables because they're very, very tough animals and are known to fight off their predators.
Voiceover Val here. The day we did the Wildside tour, it was still a little too cold for the giraffes to be outside, so we got to go to their barn to feed them.
So since the giraffes aren't out today, the temperature has to be 45 degrees or more on a consistent basis, and today is not that day, so they brought us in this barn where the giraffes stay. Pretty neat. I think Valerie's gonna feed him.
Her? She's got a cat
Her?
in the middle named Gavin. You like that one?
Miss Lulu is chowing down over here.
And this one here looks like a big dog. He's huge. Looks like the tallest one here in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, you won't get this in the open air bus tour, but you will on the Wildside tour, so highly recommend. He's coming for some food. Valerie has some more food.
Oh, you like it.
Alright, this is the first time I've ever fed a giraffe.
That was quick.
Took it right out of my hand.
Hi, Miss Lulu.
Hi, Molly.
This is Raha. He hardly ever comes up to eat, but he came right up to us.
He loves it.
Very cool. He's super tall.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Baby's up. And it's back down. Do you see it? Yeah. Now you can kind of see the little ear popping up. Said somebody's coming. Hide. There he is. Oh. So a lot of deer species will do this as well. Whenever we have an animal like this that's calving, we're gonna avoid off-roading, or sometimes we'll already have paths mowed for us to be able to off-road safely. But we also have to be able to catch these little ones, and you could see that it already has a tag in its ear. So what we do is we run a drone overhead, and we just get an aerial view that way, and whoever's running the drone will give us directions how to get to it. So it's kind of a neat process. Now we're gonna drive out here to the Rhino Herd. Actually, I'll loop up around to the top because we've got a sweet little calf laying down here next to Mama. We actually have 3 calves out here right now that were all born within the last 2 weeks of December. It's a very exciting couple of weeks.
Introduce my guests to all of the rhinos out here. This is Zanesville, we call her Zen, and her calf Mojo. Mojo was born actually on Christmas Eve, so he's our youngest, but he's the biggest of the 3 calves. Just the white rhinos alone, we lose 3 to 4 of these guys just in the country of South Africa every single day. So, and their range is all throughout Southern Africa. So it's been a very devastating thing for them. And the poaching issue with rhinos, it's probably the most frustrating situation in wildlife conservation overall.
Hi, Rhino.
I guess she looks pretty pregnant. You got a big belly on you. You might be getting close. That's interesting. They kind of, when they're first born, they have stripes going down across their back. She's still got one left, but they kind of fade as they get older. It's probably more of a camouflage for when they're babies. Then they have the beautiful twisted horns on them, and that flap of skin underneath the neck is actually something that helps them out a lot. It's called a dewlap, and it's started off as a way to cool them down. As the wind would hit that area, it would kind of cool down the blood vessels. But then as they had bigger dewlaps, the ones with bigger dewlaps ended up surviving a lot better. Now these guys to the right are called Bactrian Deer. They're a deer species from the Middle East. Their primary population is in Afghanistan, and so a lot of their problems that they've run into throughout the years is the political conflict out there. That's going to have a really big impact on the wildlife populations.
Okay, we just got off the Wildside tour here at the Wilds, and it was really amazing. What did you think, babe?
It was really good. I'm glad we did it. We got to feed the giraffe and touch it. That was cool. We got really close to some animals like the Szechuan Tonkin. You always see it, but really far away on the regular safari. So that was cool. We spent a lot of time with the rhinos. Hannah, our driver, used to work with the rhinos, so she knew like all their names and all their stories, and that was really amazing. All in all, it was a really great tour. We only had 8 people on our little truck. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would do it again, not tomorrow, but definitely in a year or two probably.
Right. Like Valerie said, it was more expensive than the open air bus, but it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say do the open air safari.
Right.
You kind of get an overview of the wilds, you see all the animals, and they talk a lot more.
Right.
This was more like you got up close to the animals. She didn't really talk throughout driving the pastures, which was fine with us. We've heard the spiel 10 times.
Right.
So both experiences are really good. This I would love to do again. It was really cool though.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching our video, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
Bye.